This morning, Michael from Texas Outback tagged me and asked, what are your two favorite knives? And Michael, that's kind of like asking which of your three kids are your favorites. I enjoy and love them all. I do have a certain knives, though, that I do carry every day. My main EDC knife is a Ritter RSK made by Benchmade. This knife is exceptionally sharp, and I usually use that for emergency purposes. My other EDC knife is a Victorinox Sac Farmer. Both of these knives were gifts to me. Thank you, Pat and Jean, for these. It's great to have friends who are also knife people. The Victorinox Farmer is just excessively strong. It has all the tools I need and none of the tools I don't want to carry around in my pocket. And I use a little belt hanger here because I can't tolerate anything in my bottoms of my pockets. So it just hangs there. I forget it's even there. And those are my two EDC knives. Of course, this is more about bushcraft in the bush. These are the two knives I carry every day when I'm here in the city. Of course, when it comes to the bush, my main blade is always a machete. This is my current favorite machete. This was a 17-inch Tramontina, and I cut it down into a 14-inch Golok pattern. I did a micarta wrap on the handle, and I made the sheath myself. I've carried many machetes over the years, from a 12-inch Ontario. I've carried for a long time here a 16-inch Tramontina, and of course this has my regular machete modifications. It's got a Scandi edge down here, a convex up here. This part of the blade is flat and this part is rounded. And this is just, for me, for what I do here in Brazil, this is the perfect machete. The other knife I always carry in the bush with me whenever I go out is my neck knife kit. And I have a video review on this knife elsewhere on my channel. It's just a Newt Lavasi NRGS drop point. It's got the double grind on it, core graft handle, which I'm planning to replace with a micarta handle which matches my machete. But I always carry this knife in the bush mainly because it is my personal survival kit, and it just rides there under my shirt until I need it. It's my backup knife. It has my light on it for at night. And one thing I should do now to correct, I get a lot of questions about how this cord is attached in the back. And it's actually very simple. There's just two rubber sleeves here, and the cord is doubled over, and the knotted end is pulled in underneath this rubber sleeve. So it gives me enough tension that I can adjust the height very easily. And the only criticism that I would have for it is that when it's hanging there, a lot of times you can grab the cord and the knife at the same time. But in practice, it's never been an actual problem. It's just something you have to be aware of. But I like the fact that it's adjustable that way, and I can take it on and off. This knife, whenever I'm in my hammock at night, this hangs up over my ridgeline, so I use it as a night light. And it's just a wonderful piece of kit to have with me. Like I said in my other review video, it goes with me everywhere I go. I've used this knife for about 10 years now. It's never let me down. So there you have the two knives that I always carry with me every day here in the city, and the two knives I always carry with me in the bush. But the story of what I carry in the bush is not complete without my bushcraft knife. A few years ago, I was sent as a present from another friend, Alex, a scoop and bush tool. And the SBT is an awesome bushcraft knife. It's got a full Scandi grind on it. It has the gray micarta handles. It is made from A2 tool steel, and this knife takes and holds an edge. It is just an amazingly sharp blade. It came with a necker sheath, and I don't really care for wearing a necker, a big heavy knife like that, around my neck. So I made this sheath here, and this is made from wet formed leather, and it's been heavily waxed so that it clicks in, and the knife isn't going anywhere. I would hate to lose my SBT in the bush. The other bushcraft knife I carry quite often, if I don't take the SBT with me to the bush, I carry this one here. This is a Brusletto blade blank, which I made the handle for, and the handle is made from Brazilian hardwood, and I also made the sheath for it. It's the same kind of thing, that it snaps in with a nice authoritative click so that my knife isn't going to bounce out when I'm in the bush. This knife was also a gift to me. The blade blank was given to me by the same man who gave me the RSK. So Gene, thank you. I hope I did your knife justice. These are the knives which I carry most often. When I go to the bush, I carry the machete, the necker, and one of my bushcraft knives. I don't always have it on my belt. A lot of times it rides in my pack. But if I have to do any kind of bushcraft tasks or want to make something, I usually go for the bushcraft knife. So there you have it. These are my my two favorite knives. It's very difficult to come down, whittle it down to just two knives. If I had to carry only two knives in the bush, number one would be the machete. That's a no-brainer here in Brazil. Number two, probably going to be the neck knife because it has all the other features on it. It is my personal survival kit, and those are the two I always take to the bush. I alternate between the SBT and the Bruschetto. Depends on what I'm doing and where I'm going. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And who do I get to tag? I'm going to tag IA Woodsman. Terry, if you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, you really are missing out. He's just a wealth of knowledge and experience. And of course, I couldn't leave this off without tagging Juliano, my best friend here in Brazil. And he's got definite opinions on his knives, and I'll let him speak for himself. So Terry, IA Woodsman, and Juliano, you are both tagged, and we expect to see a response to these videos. Thanks for watching.